I don't understand why Jan reacted that way. It's just Paul Pogba was asked a question. I think he answered in a very honest way. And he said, it's a dream for a lot of players to play for Real Madrid. I think you could have asked Don that question in his career. Even now, he would still say, well, yeah, I would dream to play for Real Madrid one day. It's exactly the same. I think Paul was being honest. He said it before. It's nothing even new. He said it before. Regardless or not of how well he's playing now or not well, or if the start of the season has been difficult for United or not, the fact is that there are some clubs as football players where you dream to play one day. And Real Madrid is one for Paul, is one for Kylian Mbappe, he was one for Cristiano Ronaldo. Real Madrid is a dream for a lot of football players. That's all he said. I don't see where the controversy is or where the scandal is.
Right. Mark, what's been the reaction around Old Trafford? Because this isn't the first time that we've heard Pogba name Real Madrid as a potential dream, and we have to acknowledge the timing of it. It's coming off not just one of his worst performances, but one of the club's worst performances, the 6-1 against Spurs.
Yeah, I mean, Jules is right. It's not the first time he's said it, and I think people at United are almost kind of numb to it now. They don't really take any notice of what Pogba says with Real Madrid. It's taken with a pinch of salt, but I think what he should have said is that, look, Real Madrid is a great club, but I've got to kind of earn the right to play at Man United right now. I'm not going to give away silly penalties like he did last week. He's got to perform for Man United before he plays for Real Madrid. I've got as much chance to play for Real Madrid as Paul Pogba right now because he's not performing. I mean, he is, for me, one of the most overrated players in world football right now because his reputation so far exceeds what he's actually done on the pitch. And people say, oh, well, he's won the World Cup. But yeah, I mean, he's won the World Cup, but France won the World Cup because of Kylian Mbappe, because of N'Golo Kante, because of Hugo Lloris. They didn't win it because of Paul Pogba. It was part of a great team, and it's, for me, he's got to do a lot more for Man United before he could even think about playing for Real Madrid. And if I was Real Madrid, I'd be thinking, well, we don't want you, mate. You're not doing enough to deserve the move.
Don, Paul Pogba, one of the most overrated players in the world. What do you think?
Do you know what, Sebi? It's a great question. It's always a debate when you talk Paul Pogba because talent-wise, he's got it. And we've seen that when he was at Juve, and we've seen that at Man United. But the problem is, Sebi, he doesn't do it over a period of time. I mean, I could probably count you in the 3 or 4 years that he's been there. I could probably count you 6 or 7, 10 games max. The one game that stands out was the second half when he scored a brace against Man City in the derby. Then you start to struggle for a man of his talent, how he doesn't influence games. He should be influencing games. Now, where I'll agree with Julien is the international press are very, very cute, and they haven't got a million stories to write about. And I take my time to when I was in the Scotland squad and playing for West Ham and Everton at the time, and they always sort of butter you up by sort of saying, life's great in the Premier League, but one day would you love to come and play in Scotland for Celtic and Rangers? And you answer it very honestly, and you sort of say, well, one day I'd like to do that. But then they forget when they're writing the story about what the things you said about Everton or West Ham, wherever it was at the time. It's, I want to come and play for Celtic or Rangers. So I'm pretty sure it's a question that Paul Pogba gets asked whenever he's away with France. And I think he just answered it honestly. But at the same time, I think all the boys have got a point. Jan's certainly got a point where we can't keep backing him. We can't keep saying this guy's a talent if he's not producing. He's got it all on now, Seb, just to try and get in starting 11 at Man U.
Jules, when you hear what Mark says, that Pogba is one of the most overrated players in the world, what's your response?
I think that's a joke. Really, I mean, it is. I mean, you could have seen him at Juventus, at Manchester United for most of the time. He was either with Jose Mourinho as a manager, or not the best version of him, in a dysfunctional team, in a club that is struggling, that was struggling before him, that will probably be struggling after him as well. It's just not easy. Let's not forget that he came out after a very difficult year last year with injuries. I thought he played well in the restart when they were doing well. The start of the season hasn't been good from Paul Pogba, hasn't been good for anyone else. So what, Bruno Fernandes is overrated as well now because he hasn't had 3 good games so far, same with Marcus Rashford and same with Anthony Martial, and it's not because they haven't started well that suddenly everything is rubbish and we forget the good things that they could have done before. I understand and I agree on the fact that his talent is often higher than the performance that he puts on the pitch. But don't tell me that he was not a big part in that French national team winning the World Cup, for example. That was his success as well. And I do think that when United are playing well, it's often when Paul Pogba is playing well. I give you that it should be more often, sorry. I give you that, but I still think he's an incredible midfielder.
Mark?
Listen, Jules is right. He's an incredible talent. He's a fantastically talented player, but I think he's a talented player that only works best in a team surrounded by similarly talented players, world-class players. And at Man United, he doesn't have that platform. He doesn't have the great players around him that he had at Juventus, that he may have at Real Madrid. I mean, Real are going through a transition as well. As we saw with France in the World Cup, he was surrounded by great players, so that helps Pogba. When he's surrounded by players that need help, he's not there for them. You know, Man United players should be looking to Pogba to help them win games, to drive them through games, and he disappears. My outstanding memories of Pogba from his time at Man United, apart from that 2 goals against Man City, of him falling asleep, not tracking players, that stupid foul on Ben Davies last week against Tottenham. For too often with Pogba, you're thinking the bad things rather than the good things, because there haven't been enough good things to think about him by.
Don, I mean, when you add it all together, whether it's the words about Real Madrid or the performance specifically that United fans, a lot of them are clinging to in that Spurs match, are they right to question Pogba's commitment, if not his ability?
I think they are, but I think you could say that with a number of players, because the performance against Spurs was horrendous, and the performance a week before against Brighton when they hit the woodwork 5 times was horrendous as well. And this is a team that were trying tipped in the summer to go close to Liverpool and Man City. The momentum was good. The work that they were doing off the pitch was fantastic. And after the restart, you know, you felt as though when they were unbeaten in the 17 games, you thought, right, if they start the season well, they could really convince a lot of people that they can go places. But when we go back to Paul Pogba, as the boys are saying, you know, for the talent that he's got, you know, when Man United play poorly, when I watch Man United play poorly, unless I've mistaken, you know, some games that I've watched every single Man United game, when Man United play poorly, does Paul Pogba drive them and take them over the line? I don't think he does. I think when the team's playing well, he then looks a player. And it's all right to say, well, if you've got average players around you, United haven't got average players around him. You know, they've got superstars all over the pitch. So Paul Pogba should be playing at a level where he's bossing that midfield. As I said before, Seb, now he's struggling to get in it.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.